I think
Yeah.
I saw you.
Yeah,
Shoes,
yeah.
horseshoes.
No, it's shuffleboard.
Oh, shuffleboard. Okay.
6 o'clock.
Okay. Probably Jefferson Township Board meeting for September 23rd at 6 p.m. First item on the agenda is welcoming the new trustee. Andy's.
Been interesting first 3 weeks, so a lot to learn in 3 weeks.
I bet so. So yeah, this is Andy Springer, the new trustee. For anybody who wants to know. All right.
Congratulations.
Approval of the minutes from the last meeting. With, sorry.
So the only thing I know we need to do is on whatever copy we sign, we need to mark Larry's name off, put my name in, and then mark my name off down the bottom. That's it.
Yeah.
So whatever copy we sign, just we gotta do that.
Okay. And we're signing the.
The only thing is Larry was trustee when this meeting was, so.
Right, but we're signing it as
Okay.
as this board now, as it stands today.
Yeah,
You got anything to change? Anybody got anything to change?
I don't have anything to change.
Good. And it's being submitted with,
With basically we're submitting what Tim
okay,
presented today.
okay. Making sure.
Which,
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
720.
So I'll sign this copy.
You can sign your copy and then.
Okay. Give me a copy of that sign then,
Yep.
because I keep a copy for the record since.
I'll get you guys a copy after the
Okay.
meeting.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now we're, the capital improvement plan with Abby Parker. Hello, Abby?
Hello. How are you gentlemen doing today?
Good, how about you?
It's been a busy one. We had a conference today going on and up. Networking and presenting all day today.
Oh, boy. Okay, what's first?
So the capital improvement plan, the first couple pages are about the unrestricted transfer of 30%. And I will actually go ahead and share my screen if you are all okay with it, so you can see what I'm talking about. Can you all see this okay?
There it goes.
There it is.
Yeah.
So this is just a summary of the transfer. DLGF has actually combined 2 Indiana code requirements into a single work paper. So this is indicating that you have an adjusted balance as of 1/1/27 of a negative 25,000, which is good. That's what we want. And so no funds are eligible to be transferred to another entity this year. And you can see this only applies to the rainy day fund and the general fund. Based on the budget forms, you won't have a cash balance in the rainy day fund, and your general fund ending cash balance is also going to be 0. Once again, this is good. It's a strategic move by the trustee as guided by the State Department of Local Government and Finance. This is just reducing your cash balance via the budget and the capital improvement plan, so there's nothing to transfer. Your capital improvement plan essentially is this screen, and then it has to include any fund that can make a capital outlay purchase. So we do have to include your rainy day, general, township fire and EMS fund, and your cumulative fire fund. I've equated this to a Christmas list, so this is not a requirement that you have to follow. This is just a Christmas list of plans that the township may want to undertake in the future. The prices are not set in stone, as we did not get estimates. They are just rough costs right now. And this will have to be updated every year by September 30th.
And so these are basically the numbers I kind of picked out, like, hey, we want to set this money aside for this stuff. Again, nothing we don't have to spend this money. We just have to, like she said, it's a Christmas list. We just have to have it on paper showing that's where our funds are gonna go. And we don't have to use the funds that way.
Do we need that amount of money on the Christmas list?
Yes, because that's the amount of
Yes,
money.
you have to show projects through 2026 through 2028 at a minimum.
So yeah, we gotta show that amount of money, because that's what money sitting in our bank account right now is that
So how
amount.
much is it?
'Cause
I can't read that, so,
230,000, 230,000.
that you're gonna collect from
No.
taxpayers?
No, that's money that's already been
Okay,
collected.
so tell me the difference between that and a budget.
Because this money's been collected for years, so if we don't set it aside,
But why isn't the money that has been collected over the years
because
used as part of the budget for the next year to keep our
if we don't,
taxes down?
if we don't do this,
Okay,
we would have to
I
give it to
understand,
the,
I know, but I wanna know
Right.
from her why this is happening.
that's why I'm explaining it to you, so it
Okay,
needs to come from me, not from, I know Abby's the expert, but the way she explained it, if we don't set it aside, then we will never have use, we'll lose 30% of that money,
right.
so we won't have use of that 30% of money, so that's all we're trying to do is,
Oh, I understand that part. I wanna know why the state changed it.
because there's some townships that have millions of dollars sitting in their bank
And
accounts.
they use that as going against the money collected, and that's keeps their taxes lower because they're using that as part of their budget.
And if the board decides they want to lose this money, we can do
No,
that.
I'm not talking about that.
But
I'm talking about the reason
that
it was
is,
done.
you will have to ask this,
That's what I'm doing.
no, you have to ask your senators and representatives. They're the ones who did
She
the
could
law.
probably tell me.
Right, but you're the one who have to ask them why they decided to do that. She knows the law side of it. She saw the money side of it, what they're doing. But you have to ask your senators and representatives why they decided to do this for the townships.
Why can't I ask her?
Can you clarify any more, Abby, or no? Or is there?
The only thing I can say is what I've heard through rumor and hearsay is an unknown senator or representative decided that they wanted to increase funding for road improvement to address all of the potholes, but did not want to raise taxes. So they went after township money to punish a few townships that do have an excess cash balance.
That's what I figured.
But again, that's a
Yes.
question for the senators.
Because she
and
answered what I'm talking about.
There was a few years back that we budgeted money, but we didn't collect on.
Right, because you
on
had it from the
township.
year before.
Right, and we started using some of that savings account, because that savings account was just growing.
Mhm.
And rather than take people's money and put it over here in a savings account, we said, okay, this will cover our expenses, here's the money, but we're not gonna collect anything for that this year. We're gonna use out of all this money we've collected over the
Right.
years.
But now,
And we did that, and then, I don't know.
now the
Or-
state's doing this.
You were just getting punished for some other townships, and that's all it is.
So that's why the taxes are going up, because they're not using the leftover money from before.
There's more to it than that. There's more to
I
it.
will say that is likely, I will say from looking at Jefferson Township, your tax rate specific to the township is going down. And their cash balance is, in my professional opinion, not unreasonable.
Right.
I didn't struggle to come up with projects to
If you're only
reduce their
taking
cash
30%
balance.
of it, so it still leaves 70% of it.
No, we had to take 100% of it. We had to factor in 100% of that excess money.
Yeah, 30% per year.
Per year, that's
Per
what I
year,
thought.
but this here
That's what I
is
thought.
over a several year plan.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
so, no.
Yeah. they
No,
should
this
buy it.
is not 30%. This is 100% of our money right now.
Well,
But if we don't have this project in there, if we don't have this money set aside like
Okay.
this,
I
then
think you and I are talking about two different things.
so if we don't, so this 230 would go away to, so we would lose 30% of that 230 if we don't
That's what
budget.
I'm saying.
Okay, that's where we're at.
We're
So
still keeping 70%.
Hey, no. I need to interject real quick.
Okay.
I need the board president to open the public meeting.
yeah, for the capital improvement.
Oh, for the capital improvement
Yeah.
plan. Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry, thank you. Yes, I open the capital improvement plan board meeting at 6:10.
The public meeting.
For a public meeting, sorry, on September 23rd, 2025.
Okay, now we can continue the
Yeah,
public
sorry,
perspective.
I should have opened that up. Okay.
What's the park pavilion need?
That's just something to throw out there. Austin's got a need for a park pavilion, which is technically Jefferson Township also. So your tax money goes for the park, so that's why it's only that much. 'Cause that's basically Austin's
Well,
share of the
our
money.
tax money doesn't go for the park. They collect our tax money
Right.
and spend it in the park.
Right,
It's not our money because we aren't the ones collecting it.
right, but that's why it's coming out of general, which is their share of, say, the Austin taxpayer share of the general fund, is why I factor that in.
They're collecting for Austin the same amount they're collecting from us,
Right.
and that makes the park budget.
Right, but the general fund, we collect the same amount for Jefferson and Austin for our general fund. So I just separated it that way. It's just numbers on the paper. It's just numbers on the
I
paper.
guess I'm not
I
following
didn't know that
that.
Austin money, any of Austin's money went into Jefferson Township.
It does, the taxpayers' money goes into Jefferson Township for the general fund. So the taxpayers of Austin also pay into Jefferson Township,
For,
general fund.
not the park though.
The park, yeah, the park
No,
is,
they play Austin for the park and
okay, so the park, yes, the park is funded through Ossian, but Jefferson Township and Ossian get taxed the same rate for that.
so I guess why are we spending township money
in the town of
It-
Austin.
in the park when we're both already supporting it equal?
Yeah.
But again, that's just the Ossian share of the general fund. So the residents of Ossian pay in. Yeah, go Abby.
You're not spending the money. We are just putting it on a capital improvement plan to save you your money. It's a reasonable project that is a reasonable cost that anyone from the state, DLGF, will not question. This is not anything that you're gonna be held to. In fact, the opposite, you have to update it every year. This is not like your budget or anything. Technically, if you don't budget for this funds, you don't have the authority to spend it. So, just because it's on the paper does not mean you are granting the township the authority to spend it, nor do you actually participate. It is just a Christmas list plan of what could be in the township's future.
So if we decide next year, okay, we're not gonna spend that 25,000 on the park pavilion, we're gonna spend it on something else in the
We can-
township.
We could do that,
We can
You
move
can
it from
do-
one category to another.
yes.
Absolutely, you can completely scrap this
But
next year
that's
and
just
start
on here,
over.
but not in your budget.
Right.
Not
It's
in your budget.
it's not real, I think that's where you're getting confused.
Right.
None of it's
Just
real.
ignore the money.
It's all-
We're setting aside, we're preventing from losing that money. That's all we're doing. So we're not spending the money. You guys have to approve any of this money before we can even spend it. So if you guys don't approve it, we can't spend it.
And this is not the approval of that, let me rephrase this. This meeting is to adopt the capital improvement plan, not the budget.
Yeah.
So you're not granting the
We're
authority to
not
spend the money
granting
on
any
this
authority
project.
To spend any of this, we're just This is,
Correct.
Just,
Just where the state wants to see where we're,
correct.
Yeah.
It just, we have to show the
Okay,
state where we think we're gonna use the money.
okay.
anybody got any questions?
So you're essentially hiding the money and you guys need to grant approval to hide the money.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Essentially, yes,
That's
that's what
exactly
we're
what
doing.
it is.
Bingo.
Okay.
So you gotta close the public meeting then,
Okay,
so you have to announce it.
yeah, I closed the capital improvement hearing
At
at
what time?
6:15.
You have to vote to accept it.
No, because we just closed the public meeting. Now we gotta go, we got two other things before we can accept it. So first one, now we're going to final discussion and vote on the CIP. So the first thing is you've got resolution pursuant to Indiana Code 36-6-9-6, adoption of capital improvement plan. Whereas Indiana Code 36-6-9-5 requires the township board to adopt a capital improvement plan that meets the criteria of Indiana Code 36-6-9. Whereas Indiana Code 36-6-9-5 requires the township to hold a public hearing on the proposed capital improvement plan. Now, therefore, the Jefferson Township Board resolves that a public hearing was held to adopt the capital improvement plan as required by Indiana Code 36.6.9 for Jefferson Township, Wells County, Indiana. And we're going to name this resolution 925-1.
You have to say the amount.
No, that's what this resolution's here. We're just adopting the capital improvement plan. So we don't have to say amount.
It'll be attached to this then?
You're right.
Okay.
Yep.
it'll be
We got to file all this stuff with the state.
attached to it.
So we gotta vote on it then. huh?
Yep. That's why I've got A.
If I may add before
Yeah,
you vote, if you do not adopt this or you vote against it, the township will not receive any property tax money next year.
That's why I haven't released the budget yet.
Okay. I vote on resolution 925-1. All in favor? Aye. Any nays? I'm good.
Should I sign a copy and we'll get that uploaded?
Here, I'll sign.
We'll sign my copy. I'll get it written down here.
That's a -1, huh?
Yeah, -1.
Give us a copy of that.
Yeah, I'll get that email to you guys. So the last thing we gotta do is the township roads and infrastructure fund, correct, Abby? For this part of it?
Yes.
Okay,
And that's just because Indiana code requires you have to have the fund. The fund will remain in your system with a $0 balance, so it's just to make you compliant with the statute.
okay. So this resolution be 925-2. Resolution pursuant to Indiana Code 36-6-10, establishing the Township Roads and Infrastructure Fund. Whereas Indiana Code 36-6-10 directs the township to establish a fund for the improvement and maintenance of roads and infrastructure within the township's boundaries and describes the revenues that must be deposited in the fund and purposes for which they must be expended. And whereas the Township Board of Jefferson Township of Wells County is the legislative body of the township. Now therefore, the Township Board of Jefferson Township, Wells County hereby resolves as follows. The Township Roads and Infrastructure Fund is hereby established, subject to the restrictions and purposes described at Indiana Code 36-6-10. So this is where, if we didn't save any of that money, this is where that 30% of that money would go into, is this fund here. And that would, we would have to do an MOU between either the Wells County or Town of Ossian or both to say, hey, 30% of this money in this fund is for you guys, but we still have approval over that fund.
You say this takes the place of that, or we still have to do that?
We still have to establish this, but since we don't have any excess money, we're not
Okay.
gonna have any excess money. There won't be anything going in this fund. But if we decide to have excess money, that will go into this fund.
Then we have to vote on where it goes.
Correct.
So this isn't establishing where it goes. then
No,
this is
this is just establishing the fund.
Okay. Okay. What resolution number is this one?
925-2.
Resolution 925-2.
Calling the vote then.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I think that's everything for you, Abby, correct?
Yep, that's all I have part of it tonight.
All right, thank you for.
Hey, thanks, Abby.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, the update from the former trustee.
So update of the
Oh.
former trustee. Everything's in the hands of the state of Indiana. We'll put it that way. So anything and everything about the former trustees in the hands of the state of Indiana.
As far as, what do you mean, everything?
Everything. So anything we discussed in the past, state of Indiana, the state board of accounts, and the state police have their hands in it right now.
Okay,
So that's why I can't discuss more than what I know and what's going on.
so they're the ones that they're the ones that won't give me no information and no receipts or nothing.
Because
All the receipts are tied up with what Larry did then.
everything is with the state of Indiana. So everything's in their process, in their hands. So that's where it's at right now.
Okay,
Does that include an audit?
I don't know that yet. I don't have enough information. I just know it's at that point. So right now, we're at that point. They're still,
Because as you're a new trustee, I would want an audit.
we'll get to that point when it happens, but right now, I'm just trying to get through this first month. I'm not trying to get too much involved, but all I'm gonna say is the state of Indiana's handling anything from here on out with that.
Even when I took over from your dad.
I understand. It may happen. It probably will happen.
Well, because of a new trustee coming in,
Audits
you want
happen.
to know exactly where you stand.
An audit for the state of Indiana happens every couple of years, so we'll
Not
probably
state
have
of Indiana, it's
the
the
state board of accounts.
state board of accounts.
Would.
5 years.
Well, 5 years was
Every
our
5 years
last
now?
one. It's every 2 years. We just didn't have one because of COVID.
We
for
always
5
had every
years.
2 years.
Yeah, COVID threw it. That's why we didn't have one for 5
And then
years.
if you change trustees, you had an audit, because a new
Right.
trustee going in, you could be held accountable for
Right.
some of what's going
Yeah.
on.
Right, and that's why I
That's
say,
why I would want an audit right away.
well, I'm just leaving it up to, right now, I'm trying to focus on budget and I'm handling at that, so.
I mean, there's stuff, correspondence between me and the old trustee that needs to go in the minutes or what, I mean, stuff he told me, that I feel needs to go in these minutes for this meeting.
That, I would say if that more needs to go it needs to go with the state.
Okay, well then where do I get in contact with them?
However, either get with the state board of accounts and I would assume it's out of the Fort Wayne Post. Just get information to them and they'll handle
So
it.
can you not discuss this in a public meeting or?
I don't have
Obligated to-
enough information. I just know what's going on behind scenes. I don't.
But as you get more information, are you obligated to
I will-
share it with?
I
the
will
board?
update people, I will update, but I just don't have enough. I just know what's kind of going on, but I don't have
But you
enough.
can't talk about it in a public meeting.
I just don't know enough to say, yeah, this is what's going on. I just know this is going on.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying is I just know this little tidbit. It's in the hands of the state of
Well, I'm
Indiana.
just asking
Yeah.
legality wise.
Yeah, legality, all I know is in the state of Indiana right now, that's in their hands. So I'm just leaving it up to them right now until I know more information what's going on.
Is the state board of accounts involved in it also?
I would assume so, because they're the ones who have to really start the investigations.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I just know the state of Indiana's handling it from now on. All right.
Okay. All right, the township guidelines.
So these are the ones that kind of proposed like last year or 2 years ago or whatever, my condensed version with my numbers plugged in it that control some of the spending that has been happening.
Yeah. And I like them.
Okay.
They're to the point.
Correct.
I've got a couple questions,
That's fine.
but I like them. I don't think you need, the quick guide like we needed on the others
Yep,
when we had
that's why I
30
did-
pages and
Yep.
just code numbers.
Yep, that's
and,
why it's not in here. So,
but
yep, that's why it's not part of that.
I just have a couple questions.
Mhm.
One of them was, mandatory state, local, and federal taxes are recognized as necessary expenditures. Did that code say must or may or will taxes? I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
You
I know.
might add page numbers to these.
That's fine. I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can add pages. I'll have to look into that one.
Because I mean, if it's not required, I'm not too much in favor of paying somebody's taxes.
Well, no, it's not. That's not what that.
I mean, it's their requirement. I'm not sure it's our requirement.
No, so that's not what we're paying there. All we're doing is it's recognized as, hey, that's when their expenses that they had to pay out, but we don't pay it.
Okay.
So when
It
they
comes off of their eligible spendable money.
correct, yeah.
Okay.
So just like what,
Okay.
that's what that means is when like it's just like how they buy food. That's what it's an expenditure. for
Yeah,
food,
okay,
housing,
okay.
but we do not pay taxes.
You're talking about Florida, right?
Correct.
Yeah, this is
It's not
township
Port Relief
guidelines.
anymore. It's township.
Township
Consistent.
guidelines.
Yeah, it's not Port Relief anymore. It's state.
And then over here, on back a little bit, it says, trustee may authorize payments for phone and internet services. Maximum assistance for phone service is $50 per phone, and maximum assistance for internet service is set at 100 now, but there's no time frame. Is that like one-time deal, a monthly deal?
I think that is explained further on. I know where you're getting at.
You said they can collect 6 times a year, correct?
I think it's every 90 days I put it in here,
I think so. I think you said 6 times a year.
or 60 days. No, where was it? It's somewhere in here in the beginning. I think I have it in there
The
for 90
township won't
days.
cover. Yeah, it says township won't cover shelter costs if a relative, oh, no.
No, that's not it.
90 days before that.
I thought I had somewhere in here where it said 90 days.
I thought I seen 6 times a year somewhere. I thought.
But let's see, I can,
Well, the other thing, like up here, maximum assistance is set at 300 on water, gas and that, and there's no time frame on that. It needs to maybe get you a time frame in here,
that's fine. I can add that.
so,
Yeah.
they don't have to dig
Here it
through
is.
and
The
look.
trustees authorized to provide essential needs to eligible applicants in a cost-effective manner, which includes maximum amounts of assistance that can be given out. The trustee may provide assistance up to 6 times a year.
There you go. So up to 6. So what does that break
So
down to?
3 months. not-
Every 3 months.
Every 90 days.
Every
So
90
he's got it covered.
So
I
just
thought-
add something in there on them.
We just got back to the, which one was that under, David?
That was the second page, or the first page, excuse me, no, second page. It says age at the top.
Okay. Yep. So trustees' economical responsibility up to 6 times a year.
Yeah, so
So that covers
that
everything
covers
after.
everything,
Yep.
so that covers all, them too, they can only get it 6 times a year.
Right, every
Is there a
90 days.
maximum dollar amount per
Yes.
application?
Well, there's not per application, but per thing. So housing's maxed at per person, per couple, everything like that. So everything's got a max. And I don't have to give out the max every single time. It's just the maximum that we can help out. So people coming into the office know, hey, if I need housing assistance, I'm only gonna get, if I'm a single person or a married couple, I'm only gonna get 500
So,
for this
But they
time,
can get that 6 times a year?
up to 6 times.
That
If-
sounds excessive, doesn't it?
Well, it all
It-
seems excessive.
it all-
For phones and internet, how is that a life saving?
Well, you have to have it for work and everything else. I know, but
Sounds like.
it's just the way the world's going.
I mean, food I get, housing I kind of get.
Right.
Cell
It's-
phones and internet.
That's why it's up to the discretion of the trustee. I'm not like the former trustee. I've already rejected a couple applicants. I've set maximums. I'm not paying full house payments. I'm not paying full utility. One, we don't have that kind of money to pay all that stuff.
So you don't think somebody's gonna come to you looking at those guidelines and say, you say $500 every, whatever, 6 times a year, why aren't you giving me that?
Other
Do they have
people,
any recourse to that, or it's total your
well,
discretion?
it's up to the discretion, because right now I can tell you in the past, they've given, this year alone, they've given a couple people over a couple $1,000s.
Well, we got $1,000 check sent to our office for somebody's rent. They got sent to the wrong address.
Yeah, so I don't, yeah, that's why I say there's maximums in there for that purpose, and I'm not paying out like they were.
Did you ask for them to pay it back? If they
I
get
don't
back
think
to
we,
work?
I don't think we can.
Oh, we did.
I don't think the state statute says we can't make them.
Not make them, but you can ask them.
We can ask
And
them.
ask.
You can ask them, and some of them do. Once they get back to work, they will help. They will do that. We had, in the 20 years that he was in, we had
I can
people
tell,
pay it back.
It was a
Yeah.
different
The fee-
time back then, though. People still had pride.
right.
Well,
That's
true.
that's the issue I'm seeing, so that's,
That's true.
any other
But
guys?
some of them
But
do.
are you gonna add like 90 days after these so they don't
I can
have to
check-
dig back?
I could change that to say every 90 days, and I could change that one.
The maximum assistance, 300 per 90 days, and same way on the
Yeah.
phone and the
So
internet.
I would,
So they don't have to dig back.
that's fine. I can
And
change
try
that.
to
that's
find
true,
that.
I guess. So
I can change that from 6 times a year to every 90 days, and then make a note for those too.
Rich had somebody that broke her leg. She was a single mom.
We're not talking about the past. We're trying to get these down.
I'm telling you though, he helped her for 2 months because she couldn't get back to work. But once
And
she got
again-
back to work,
I think everything,
there you couldn't do that.
right.
AJ, I'm not talking about back here. I'm talking about up here where you have these set
Right.
at 300.
Right. I make notes on each spot,
Okay.
because you just don't know. And it's, again, you don't know what everybody's situation is. Like you said, if somebody, but hopefully there's,
But then she also paid it back once she got back to work.
and you hope people do that, but that's not always doing it.
So,
Anything else?
yeah, that,
Emergency room treatment covered when a true emergency room exists.
That's state statute. We have to, but federal, Tim, again, federal law overrides state. So I just have to have this in here for the state, but federal law says that emergency rooms can't deny people that can't
that's
pay.
right, they can.
So they can go get treatment at the emergency room. We just have to, that's one of the,
I think that's the only questions I had.
okay.
But I do like them a lot better. They're a lot more condensed and they're not all jumbled up with code so-and-so and so-and-so. And
Right.
I would say this is a big step forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The very
Yeah.
first meeting, you're coming to an agreement on township assistance
Yeah.
that's commendable compared to the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'll get those changes made and then present it.
You wanna wait, wait till the next meeting or?
Yeah, that way it's updated. You guys have the updated stuff. Yeah, because that way it's just updated. And, but I'm going by what those are saying right now.
Okay.
I'm not, like I said, I'm not paying out full assistance. I'm only paying out a little bit. Because some of the people I see, they are trying to work, they're trying to bring in money, just, it's that little extra that helps them along.
Okay.
So they're not in a bad situation anymore.
Okay.
But I'm not paying everything.
What is the recourse if you just said no? I'm a fan of the word no. I don't know if you get that.
The recourse is they can file a petition with the commissioners say, yes, you have to pay.
But
So you gotta watch
How
it.
many people would actually go to that?
that, the
state?
commissioners,
The commissioners have to go by our
commissioners
guidelines,
can't
though.
say you gotta pay.
Pay.
Right.
All they can do is say they've met the guidelines.
Right.
Yes.
They
have to go
can't
by our
order
guidelines.
us to spend our money.
No,
Right.
They
But-
tried to do that, but
they
we
can't.
called the state.
Yeah, they can't order us to do that. They can only go by
So in
the.
theory, you could say no to everything every time.
You can, but you can get in trouble too. You just gotta be careful how you do anything. It's just, you gotta look at everything, make sure you have everything documented, saying, hey, this is why I rejected. Like I said, we have to have bank accounts, so I go through the bank accounts, look at, okay, this is where you're spending your money. So I look at everything. So I'm just not looking at, oh, they need $1,000 for us housing. No, I go look and see where they're spending their money.
So in other words, you gotta have a statement from the bank when they come in.
Yep, and sometimes cash receipts. So I've got one that I'm gonna reject because of how they've been spending their money. So,
Yeah,
Good.
but they
Well, if
spend
you
it.
decide to start saying no to everything, a lot of us out here will have your back if you get in trouble.
now if I look at it, there's some people, like I said, it just depends on the situation. You'll say yes to some people, but again, there's maximums and I'm not gonna pay everything and
Oh, like that rental company downtown Bluffton, don't rent to anybody.
right.
And then these people don't tell you that they got furniture rented, a TV rented, the internet rented. I can't afford it, yeah.
All right.
Anybody else got any questions on the township guidelines? Anything else to add? Okay, the 2026 levy rate and tax review.
So this is where Abby was talking about our taxes are gonna go down in Jefferson Township. One, because we're dropping off the fire debt, so we don't have that, and we don't have fire cum. So we're technically, Yeah.
We can't have fire team because we didn't collect any last year, is that what? it
and we
is?
didn't reestablish it again this year. So we would have had,
Once we reestablished it,
no. Yeah, I
you gotta
thought,
do it every year
we gotta
then?
do it every year, once you got it established and you collect it, then you don't have to reestablish it. But
Okay.
since we didn't collect it last year, I thought we could do that. But no, the DLGF said, no, you can't, you have to.
Okay,
So in February, if we want to do fire cum for next year, we have to start planning for that in February.
Okay.
So fire cum, we're not gonna get it this year because we didn't reestablish it. Looking at the numbers, so we're actually in option 2 right now. So we did get the population growth for fire only. So we're gonna collect a little bit more. We're gonna collect up to 127,118 for,
that's our max levy.
correct, that's our max levy right now. Now, option 3, since we already got, option 3 is if we did AV growth appeals, which we could still do yet this year, that gets us a little bit more money. So if we did included option 2 and option 3 together, that includes option 4. So even with going to option 4 to get that AV growth appeals, our tax levy is still going to go down, just not as much as if we just stuck with option 2. And again, that's our max levy. We're not going to budget for that much.
General fund, you got 9,931.
Mm-hmm.
How'd they fund that this year? All the little pieces they put in general then?
Yeah. So on the general, I think that's split. The general's put, yeah. So most of it we went with generals going. So that general township come out of the same pot of money, and we just divide it between the general or township assistants. So this numbers here, I think, is a little bit wrong because we had to readjust it. So the township assistants going to go down, but
That
general's
won't
gonna go
even
up.
pay your wages.
There's another point. There's another spot to that. So yes, that won't pay for my wages.
Right.
So there's more money that, this is just property taxes.
I thought we went to a volunteer recognition.
Right. Everybody's not, you gotta pay to be part of this board now. No, so we get a
Don't let
lit,
me think on that too long.
we get lit money, so the lit money covers that excess. So right now, we're getting our share of the lit money. Now, next year that changes where we gotta go beg the county council for the lit money. So this year we still get, I think it's almost 85,000 from lit, which will cover the remaining of this. That's where most of that lit money's gonna go, is into the general fund. Because everything else should fund itself. So this is just presenting this information. If we want to do it, we need to adopt, we have to just adopt AV growth before the end of October. So that's why I'm just presenting it to you today. And if you had any questions, that way we can, if we want to adopt AV growth, assessed value growth, we can do that and get that little bit extra for general fund, the township assistance, and township and EMS. So looking at option 4, we would go down slightly. We'll go down 4.8%, but we could stick at, we're at option 2 right now. It doesn't go down a lot, but it goes down a little bit. Either way we look at it.
So we're just supposed to think about these before.
Correct. These are numbers. Yep. These are just numbers for you to look at, and that way you can understand where our money's at. Like I said, option 2 is where we're at right now. So make a note of that. That's where we're at.
Yeah.
And so when we come to our next meeting, we'll decide if we want to attain the AV growth appeals.
Option 2 is where we're at.
Correct. We already attained the population growth for fire. So fire went up because we
So
obtained that.
that's not what we collected this year, though.
We collected 105,694.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
So next for 2026, we're going to collect 127,118.
But we're not at that now.
Next year,
We can be if we want to be.
no, we'll be at 127,118 next year. That one this one here, we didn't have to have board approval. We just have to, we have to go to the DLGF saying, hey, look at our assessed value and it's increased. So they increase that levy. So yes, next year we won't collect that much for fire.
If we approve it.
If you approve the budget, you're right.
All right.
But again, there's other things in there. All right, any other questions on that?
Any questions? Anybody in the public, any questions? I want to see it. Everybody get a copy. You good? Okay, the budget dates.
So I would like to set those as October 8th and October 22nd. Those are both Wednesdays.
Yeah. I think I emailed you that.
I think
They
you
work.
said they work for you.
At what time? At
6.
6 o'clock?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it should work for me. You good with it, Tim?
Yeah.
All right. That will answer all my questions for that. Like I said, I'll have to get the budget published here within the next week. But I'll send that to you guys hopefully tonight or tomorrow since we got the CIP done. That was my biggest concern because without the CIP, there's no reason to do a budget.
Tell me we're done already.
Yeah. Any final comments?
Where do you publish the budget? We're at
It'll be in the newspaper.
the Bluffton.
Yep. It'll be in the newspaper.
Sorry, I gotta buy another one there.
And it'll be published. I'll put it in the front window too. Here.
Here?
Yeah.
One thing,
Oh, we got something on camera, too.
I don't think, what's the last fire expenses we got? We haven't got them for a while.
Because the town's still working to try and get all that stuff corrected. So they don't have a clerk treasurer right now. They're working on getting somebody in place. So that their office is so messed up right now.
I'm hearing some pretty bad rumors about it. Is there anything substantiated with this going on?
I don't know what rumors you're talking about. Like I just know it was just a mess. That's all I know. But they're getting it corrected.
I got one other thing. So what do we do about the credit card situation? Did you get another credit
Yes,
card?
and
Okay.
it's a business credit card, which Larry should have done, but he didn't. So I got a business credit card that says Jefferson Township on it, and it has my name on it. So if somebody else takes over, they have to do the same thing, just have to apply for,
So
Except it's a
do we
township
need
credit.
to?
it's a township credit card.
Sign a new credit card policy?
I'll probably have to come up with one and do it, but I'm just trying to, like I said, I've been out 3 weeks trying to.
Yeah,
figure everything.
right, but I
Yeah,
need.
I had some bills
And
to pay.
what about the other thing is, did you check into getting bonded?
I'm working on that too, so,
Okay.
yeah, I'm working on all that stuff, just, my biggest focus has been the budget.
Yeah, I
Right.
understand.
Yeah.
I wanted to add, I didn't want us to get us in the same situation.
No, I know all this, I've been in business,
Yeah.
I've been in business long enough to know.
Yeah.
The modern day business, I should say, I've been in modern day business and, so.
Okay.
Okay, anybody else in the public got any comments? Anybody got anything to say? Anybody want to bring anything up? Say
It's been
anything?
kind of anticlimactic. Is there gonna be a fist fight?
Well, one other thing, I did forget one. Did you address Tony Ruppert? What's the deal with that and
I have not
why?
addressed that yet, I'm just gonna let it slide and let it go under.
I mean, I really don't understand why
I
they
don't-
sent a letter to the lawyer.
I
Or
don't
why we had the lawyer send him a letter.
I don't understand either,
I don't understand why we
That's-
paid the lawyer to do that.
that's out of my hands, and I've talked to the lawyer, and the lawyer hopes I never have to deal with him, but he's there if we need him. So, yeah, and the lawyer doesn't even understand that one, so I'm just at this point, I'm gonna let it go.
You know how far that stands back?
What?
Clear past Mon Smith,
What?
that Tony River property.
Yeah, I don't
And
know.
he was able to use that all the way back. His dad was able to use it and everything else.
Yeah, like I said, that might have been using it, but that doesn't mean he
Well,
owned
the
it.
last trustee on the 28th of August had the lawyer send him a letter to move a trailer
Right.
off of the property, that a phone call would have been sufficient enough. But we, the taxpayer, paid the lawyer because the last trustee thought that the lawyer needed to send him a letter to do that.
Why not leave it alone? It's an impossibility to use that property anyway.
Yeah.
That's,
Didn't you give him permission?
Yeah, we signed a maintenance agreement. He's
That's a good
maintaining.
question. Well, see, we changed that. We voted on changing that. The board,
so we're all,
we'll be split after, we get all voted on this school next year,
yeah, so
right?
that's why
And then-
all our terms in 2026. So going forward, the two, the trustee and the board member that gets the most votes gets a 4-year term. And then the other two get a 2-year term, and after that, their 2-year term, they gets a 4-year term. So everybody's staggered at that point.
I
Yeah,
thought
and
only
we
one
staggered
person
it. We
got
changed it, thank you.
No, it's 2 people get 2 years.
Okay.
So the trustee and the
Most
most.
trustees guaranteed a 4-year term.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah.
That's how you're dividing it up. So trustees, so you get 2 people, a trustee and 1 board member, then 2 board members.
Mhm.
So it's not everybody every 4
We
years.
changed that so that it doesn't happen.
And these meetings are recorded and are available yet on
Correct.
our Facebook page.
Facebook for a month, and I transfer everything over to YouTube before
Okay.
that month, because Facebook changed their policy. They only store videos for 30 days now. So I transfer everything over to the YouTube page, which is linked on the Facebook page.
Okay.
All right, anything else?
It's been a wonderful pleasure, let me tell you.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. Very well done.
Yeah.
Yes. Anybody else? Anybody else got a comment? Anybody, anything?
Then it's just.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Well, hold on,
Oh,
she's
okay.
speaking. Let her.
I didn't hear you.
Yeah.
This is the first meeting I've been to where I could follow everything and everybody was in each other's throats and it was easy to follow.
Yes,
Proud of ya.
yes, it's a good thing, a good thing. Okay, anybody else? We all done?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Peggy, you got something to say? You sure?
I'm sure.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't see you, Peggy.
Oh, come on. I didn't have any. He
Okay.
was just.
Yeah, okay,
Picking on you, huh?
yep, go ahead, Tim.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.